DIY. So the founders of Rolling Loud, which is one of the most successful music festivals all across the U.S., they sat down to do an interview on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. Wallow asked them a question that I'm sure a lot of artists want to know. How do you get on music festivals? I've had some experience with getting on music festivals, so I have some input on this, but I want them to explain it because a lot of the advice they're giving is not that different from what I was told to do and what these promoters of these festivals are actually looking for.
The question is, everybody want to know, how do I get booked for Rolling Loud? How do I get on Rolling Loud? That's like the go-to of all go-to for up-and-coming rapper.
Because the bottom line is if you get on Rolling Loud, you made it.
So just send $500 to this email I'm going to give you. Get a pen and write this down real quick.
Oh, shit. You know how many $500 be sent to them?
You ain't getting $500 million.
No, that like...
They're making a joke of it, but it is very unfortunate. They're going to talk about it. It's very unfortunate how many folks do get that email from scammers who are like, yo, pay me $500. I can get you an instant spot on Rolling Loud, and how many desperate artists are hoping for it to be true and willing to send that money, even if it comes in the form of a Gmail account.
That's the real thing. I'm making a joke because like that's the emails we got. Hey, I just paid this person $500. It's like something at rollinglouder.net or some shit. And
they'll make a Rolling Loud Gmail, like Rolling Loud Miami 2020.
Like Rolling Loud at Gmail. Like,
not a .com. Why would they have a Gmail?
Yeah. But like people pay it, right? And then we feel terrible because some of them are cap and full of shit. You know, they just want you to feel bad to get that conversation started and be like, oh, well, now I'm talking to the real guy. But like, ultimately, like we don't even really want to say there's a way. It's just keep doing what you're doing,
and y'all gonna reach out,
and we're gonna see you. You know,
the way
it's not like a submission thing. You know, it's not like people are always like, how do I submit? How do I submit to perform? Like, can I send you songs? Like, blah, blah. It's like, stop putting the pussy on the pedestal.
Hey, yo. They give an explanation for why they are the ones that seek out artists to add to their festival. What would seem like common sense to most people, since they're funding it, they're the ones bringing in the sponsors, they're the ones that are putting people in alignment to make sure they have a successful show. It's their business. That's not common sense to a lot of artists, unfortunately. When you're in a place where anybody can stop what you're currently working on as an artist and say, hey, I can change your career. And you're willing to give an ear to it. You're willing to stop your entire campaign and what you're working on to listen to them. On top of that, without any kind of proof of concept, let them get the keys to your career and your car and let them direct it. You're willing to do that to everybody else as well. I look at something like a Rolling Loud. I'm not even thinking about a Rolling Loud if I'm an independent artist. By the time you're ready for a Rolling Loud stage, you won't be the one reaching out and asking if they have a submission opportunity. Matter of fact, I'm even willing to argue that if they did have a submission form, you don't want to be on that stage. That stage is not going to be a high priority. That stage is probably a way of making sure they sell more tickets for their festival by getting you to bring your fans who voted for you online into this festival that maybe or maybe not they would have gone to. But now they have extra incentive because you're on it. The likelihood of that turning into you being on the main stage at some point in time, very low.
You need to just work on your craft, work on your marketing, stop hitting up promoters trying to get on their show. You already lost when you do it that way.
Unless
you're
you offer
asking for a
on
favor.
The promoter side. Like back in the day, we used to do deals with people be like, look, if you can sell 50 tickets, we'll let you get a slot. Because that's a lot of tickets.
Like
even if you pay for that, that's on you. And that's like how you start. Like
there was no other way in to getting shows at one point in time as an independent artist out here, Southern Cali, especially LA. There was no way of getting on larger shows unless you had a relationship with the promoter and they were looking out for you, or unless you are willing to pay to play. Some of the biggest shows out in LA from headlining shows were through companies and promoters like a Sean Healy. Maybe you've heard that name before. They always had it to where you needed to sell a certain amount of tickets in order to get your 15-minute slot on this particular show opening up for Kendrick Lamar, whoever artist is similar to the demographic that you want to reach and be exposed to. Some artists would just say, you know what, I don't really have a fan base. I'm trying to grow one by being involved with your show. So how about this? You give me 100 tickets, I'll sell those and ensure that you at least have your bottom line taken care of as a promoter, and you're gonna have more bodies in the room. I think the biggest difference in what they're saying here is that the artists that end up getting the most out of these networking opportunities are the ones that are not going to them and saying, hey, how can you help me? How do I get on your festival? It's the ones who say, look, as a venue, as a promoter, what is the night that you struggle with the most? Thursdays? Cool. How about this? I will pay this X amount of tickets to get this amount of people in. I will ensure that your slowest night gets a pickup on it. Promoters are more likely to do something, some kind of business with that kind of artist, because now you're coming into a situation not with open hands saying, help me, do something for me. You're saying, look, how can I provide value to you? But some artists are too good to do that, and they feel like that's below them.
If I was to give somebody advice today, I'd be like, listen, find a legit local promoter that's not going to rip you off. Figure out how many slots he's actually got so you're not with like 400 million other people, and see if it's worth you investing to fan steal potentially by getting on a stage with somebody, because the last thing you want to do is look dumb as fuck on Rolling Loud stage. Right. That's the last thing you want to fucking do. Right?
That's a gem. The thing that some people dream about may be the worst thing to happen to their career. Think about how many artists are XXL freshmen that get that, and it ends up being a curse to their career because it's the biggest stage they've been on, the biggest platform, biggest press that they've received. How many artists have you seen get on here, get that promo run, do their freestyle, get put on a magazine that is nationwide, worldwide accessed, and you don't hear from them again because their largest moment was being on XXL. Instead of them being so large as an artist that XXL had to put them on. There's a difference. What he's expressing here is that some artists actually get the look. They get on the stage, but it's the worst thing that could have happened because you're showing how much of an amateur you are as a performing artist to thousands, tens of thousands of people in front of you.
Everybody's gonna see they're like, yo, that guy sucks, right? So it's like, if you're not ready, you gotta really be fucking ready. And people are like, I'm fucking ready. It's like, okay, have you performed before? Are you, like, is your shit dialed in, your set dialed in, your man's dialed in, like everybody's good? Like, you're never really fully ready. Nobody's fucking fully ready. Right. I don't care who you are.
And a lot of people perception of reality is fucked up. Like, bro, your 10 homies the only person listen to you, right?
And they all on stage with you right now.
They don't even listen to you.
And they all we don't even know who it is on stage because they all think they're the rapper.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, I looked at your YouTube numbers. Your shit been out for 10 months. You got 423 views.
And you're not even YouTube Pro. You have a free account on YouTube.
Looking at yourself.
Yeah.
So people's perception of reality is just fucked up.
I agree. And I think that gets a lot of people in trouble, especially through networking. As an artist myself, I've had the opportunity to do the Paid Dues Festival. I've been on there as a recording artist. I've been on there as a supporting artist. I've been on there as a host as well. I've been on a festival thrown by the homie Noah James called the DIY Festival. Recently, the Happiness of Pursuit Festival. One thing that I can say that they all have in common, the people who are getting the invitation to these shows are the people who have enough self-awareness to understand why these calls are coming in. The people on the outside that are begging to get on these or feel like they're entitled to it, they don't recognize that they've already burnt bridges that will never give them that opportunity until they change their attitude. I think that no matter what your goals are, no matter how heavy, you have to develop a plan in which you're not reaching up for these to be an opportunity for you. This is my 5 to 10 year plan to be larger than what that opportunity currently means to me right now. How can I make my name? How can I make my brand so sticky? How can I make my fan base go so crazy for what I'm doing? How can I be so loud that I can't be ignored? What's more valuable than just attention? Anybody can get attention for doing something stupid. Look at how many viral memes are popping up every day. What's more important and what sticks even longer is your ability to never be ignored. I had aspirations to be on the Paid Dues Festival, the one thrown by Murs. He threw one of the biggest, if not the biggest hip hop festival at the time. When I decided to go on a 98-day campaign where every single day I basically showed the dues that I had paid as an artist, the people along my journey that I had met that become fans of what I did, the people that I collaborated with, they showed up for me.
If y'all want to see Curtis King and Pay Dues 2012, make some noise.
It was their voices, as loud as it was. That's how I ended up even getting an opportunity to be on it. Be so great that you can't be ignored. And I think that no matter what your goal is, the same thing applies. Those are my thoughts on it, though. What do you guys think?
DIY.
DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.